We're finally here. The Final Four in each conference is set. Orlando, Atlanta. Remember, Atlanta took care of Orlando on decision day to get the ninth seed. The rest of this say it's history. Can they keep that mojo going against Orlando, who is the best team in the East over the second half of the year? LAG and Minnesota. Best attack remaining in the playoffs is LA Galaxy, perhaps the best player, and Ricky Push. With Messi out, we shall see. Remember, Minnesota has a game record and their goalkeeper, Canadian international Dane St. Clair. That should be an interesting matchup. But the two games, I think, that are the best of the four, first, the Hudson River Derby, and then LAFC and Seattle. First time ever, I'm happy for New York. I'm hyped for New York. We have NYRB. We have New York City. We're only a few weeks removed from New York City smashing the Red Bulls 5-1. New York City is very good at home. This time, home is Citi Field. And I'm curious to hear not only how you think this matchup will shake out in terms of win or go home, but also what do players say about playing New York City, whether it's in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium or this time around at Citi Field?
What do players say is, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll keep it a buck. Players will just say, are we really playing in a baseball stadium? And,
Yes.
even players that have been in MLS for years on end, it's always kind of like you forget about the fact that you're going to be playing in a baseball stadium until the week of preparation come Monday. And it's like, oh man, why is the assistant coach narrowing the lines when we're playing 11v11? Why is the field shorter? Well, it's because that's how you prepare the best you can to play in a baseball stadium. But for me, especially when I would play outside back, namely at Yankee Stadium, what would always throw me off for the first, 5 to 10 minutes of the game is not the confines of the field, saying how narrow or how short it is, but it's how the pitch itself is situated in the baseball stadium. It throws you off because if you're playing in a football stadium or a soccer stadium, the actual pitch fits into the stadium perfectly. But a baseball stadium throws you off where when you look up the line, it's diagonal and your depth perception is thrown off ever so slightly. And those percentages can either have you on the wrong side of the judgment of an aerial ball or things like that. So you have to really make sure that you're taking care of those moments to prepare. So warm up is definitely key, but every single player on the pitch that is not going to be an NYFC player is going to have to make adjustments on the fly. And that is one of the main reasons why NYCFC is such a strong team at home, especially in 2024.
I expect them to get the result considering they're very good at home, but Red Bull so far, the best result so far in the postseason, I think when you knock out the defending champions, I give that slight nod over Atlanta's victory over Inter Miami. Your old club, the Seattle Sounders, 10 is a magic number for me, Jalil. 0 for the last 10 versus LAFC. The second best attack amongst the 8 LAFC without Giroud firing. But Seattle has the best goals against in the regular season, best non-PK XG in MLS at 1. Is this the magic day? Is this the opportunity Seattle's been looking for? When I talk to former players like Lamar Nagel, they think despite being handed quite a few L's, that this is the time that Seattle gets one over LAFC.
Yeah, and it's not just in the last 10 matchups, LAFC has not lost against Seattle. They've won 8 of them joints and only tied 2. So they've been bodying Seattle. And even though Seattle is one of my former clubs that I love dearly, I could keep it a buck and I could keep it objective as well. When I look at this matchup, what I look at is 2 teams that can win MLS Cup. I think a lot of people have counted Seattle out. They're somewhat of a dark horse because they're not dominating the headlines, but their playoff experience could really pay dividends here. And when you are on the wrong end of a fixture, whether it's been 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row, in this case 10, where you haven't won, you have that extra determination. So if the Sounders can bundle that up and make sure that they are excellent in defending either the counter or moments where they're picked off in the midfield where Bogusz and company can go to goal very quickly, they're going to have a better chance to win the game. But on the flip, Steve Cherundolo is going to let Bogusz and Denis Bouanga just run wild. And if you can't stop it, you're probably going to lose the match.
It's going to be a very, very entertaining match. LAFC, they are the curtain closer to that first match day of conference semifinals. If they prevail, we know for sure that the 2024 Audi MLS Cup final will be in Los Angeles.